multi-level government is instrumental, is crucial, is key for implementation of energy and climate goals. And our commitment to these energy and climate goals is reflected in our commitment to improve implementation, to improve multi-level governance.
The project is about bringing relevant stakeholders together to discuss the so-called NECP, the National Energy and Climate Plans, which are actually the country's roadmap for 2030. We organize more than 38 multi-level climate and energy dialogues in 6 countries: Bulgaria, Croatia, France, Italy, Romania and Portugal.
Climate and energy dialogues are a provision included in the governance regulation, require member states to set up some platforms where they can discuss amongst different ministries and with different subnational authorities and other relevant actors, national climate and energy policies. They matter because responsibilities to make a change is shared amongst different actors and amongst different levels of governance. European legislation already supports and asks member states to create these structures, namely in the governance regulation in Article 11. However, the text of that article is a bit vague, therefore it can be interpreted differently by different member states.
For us, it was really a shining example of a project that has been extremely useful for a number of issues, which shed light on the importance of multi-level dialogue for the implementation of policies, shed light on an article that perhaps was not very well known, in Article 11, that invites member states to take these multi-level dialogues seriously in their policy definition, monitoring and implementation, and the importance of involving also other layers of governance in the preparation of the plans, notably at regional and the local level.
The dialogues in practice were actually always straight to the point. We were always addressing the critical issues in the NECP development in Croatia.
We were actually thrilled to be reached out by REGEA because we saw this at that time as great initial steps to enhance the dialogue within the Ministry of Finance and to even think about climate and energy topics within the Ministry of Finance.
A challenge was actually to assemble all the stakeholders in the first place, but in the end, when we succeeded to do that, it was very easy from that first time on.
Now, 2 years and 7 dialogues after that, we are thrilled to be the part of this project, and we are very thankful to have a view from the stakeholders about the policies and how to incentivize new projects within the Ministry of Finance that are really key to success of the climate and energy dialogue in Croatia.
Positive lesson we learned is that the platform that we have set up is actually working, so we are going to continue the platform not only for the purpose of the NECP, but also for the other purposes in Croatia.
In France, we have organized 5 dialogues with local authorities, regional authorities, people from the ministry, their agencies, also players of energy and climate transition. We have focused on 2 topics. The first one was financing the ecological transition, and the second one was a mechanism of multi-level governance that are regional COP, like the International Conference of the Parties, where local authorities and other parties could discuss the ecological transition. And then we have done a 6th dialogue that was public, where we presented the recommendations that we drafted together during these 2 previous dialogues. In France, we have very good ideas, some ideas on how to do a specific kind of contracting to finance the local level. We have ideas of how to renew the dialogues between the different level of governance. A challenge we face in France is that local authorities as well as the ministries are understaffed. So it was difficult for them to actually come to the table and discuss with each other about these very important issues on the climate and energy transition.
Our experience in Romania in shaping the revised NECP was a very complex one, but we have energy cities in Romania involved in this process, and they are part of the NECPlatform. They helped us a lot. They are part of our interinstitutional working group, coordinated by the Ministry of Energy. They were involved in the public consultation process. They participated in public debates organized on each dimension, included in the NECP. That discussion helped us to find out best practices that we need to implement in our revision of the plan.
In Bulgaria, for instance, this multi-level dialogue the importance that it was understood at the national level, enabled a final NECP of much higher quality, enabled even to raise the ambition.
If the Commission intends to review the governance regulation, it would be interesting to give more form to the article and more instructions to Member States on how to practically set up multi-level climate and energy dialogues. The NECPlatform project is already trying to provide this information, and this can be found in the guidelines that we issued recently.
Next and the most important step is that all levels of governance are at the same page. That means that all of us understand how important is implementation within the jurisdiction remnants of local and regional authorities.
The climate transition is not only about infrastructure and technologies, it's about the right governance, so putting the right people together.
It's important to note that the local level is extremely relevant when it comes to implementation of policy. In order to have support and ownership of the energy transition, it is absolutely essential to bring the local actors and have their participation both at the policy definition, at the planning, but also at the implementation level. I think it is extremely important to have them on board, to have their support for the energy transition.